Welcome to another episode of Two Heroes and One Coward, where two heroes pick any type of movies, even though it could be bad, but one coward is crumbled by the pressure. Sal, how are you doing?
Welcome to another episode of Piece of Shit and another piece of shit. What the hell was that?
Listen, man, the reason why I brought that up...
Welcome to another episode of I'm not going to make something up and I'm not going to make something up. So here we go.
All right, listeners, the whole entire week Sal constantly was texting, what are we watching? What are we watching?
Whoa.
What are we watching?
Wasn't that bad.
Right? And then Ham was like, let's start watching shorts because he's in an indie mood. I don't know why he wants to watch shorts.
Whoa, let's not throw the listeners off, or they're already confused as hell at this moment. First of all, Ham was just bringing up the shorts because he was just saying what he was watching because he likes the shorts.
But he brought out at least like two of them.
Yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever.
Oh yeah, one was the live action and one was an animation one on Netflix.
Are we already jumping into this movie review? Is that what's happening here? Is that what you're trying to get to right now?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay, well, I don't know where you're trying to get to with this, but just to be clear though, Mike did respond with a movie that we decided to watch for.
Oh yeah, this is his pick
that he decided to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody was giving out movie ideas.
I did say that one. I said
he did.
But the shorts, I don't want to review a short.
No,
that's not a short.
The Stephen Ewan one.
Which one is that one? I didn't see the text. Was I drunk?
Oh my goodness.
Probably were.
God can only hope.
Minari, I think.
Minari, I don't know. I don't even know her name. I mean, I don't remember that.
Oh my god! I sent pictures and everything just for you. I sent pictures.
It feels weird that I don't have a doesn't matter routine. I'm gonna do the doesn't matter. You know what doesn't matter? Mike's concept of fucking time. That's what doesn't matter.
And
Mike says 10. He says 10. We're gonna meet and talk and start the podcast. It's 10:26.
Yeah, you're glad I didn't drink every minute that passed. You know that, right?
Oh, I was busy.
Very lucky.
And this is not the only time you've done this too. You've done this several times in the past.
But we still get it done. At least I didn't fall asleep and didn't text anybody.
Oh, what about date night where you didn't text anybody?
But that wasn't a podcast. That was video games. I deliver.
Not that night.
You delivered a shit sandwich, probably.
Well, somebody got delivered that night.
Was it you?
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Mike, besides being a piece of shit, how have you been?
What you shit sandwich?
I've been pretty good. What about yourself? Did you get the Landers? Did you get Landers?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I got two of them already.
All right.
Awesome. Great. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, but I know what they're talking about.
Pokemon Go. But
Wait. So you didn't do anything else? You didn't watch anything? No complaints at work? You're good? You're solid?
Oh no. There's a lot of complaints about work.
Okay. Well, let's not do that right now.
Yeah. Why bring negativity to a positivity, right? But I've been watching Grey's Anatomy with my wife. I'm falling into it. I like it. I think the show's really good. Good drama, good medical show. I'm in season 3 already, surprisingly. Man, that only took... I mean, season 1 is short, but season 2 is long, 27 episodes. And each episode is 43 minutes.
How's Horizon coming along?
Oh, man, I haven't gotten into Horizon. You know what part? You know what? About it. Yeah, I didn't forget about it. I'm constantly telling myself I need to beat that game. I'm not that far into it either. I mean, no, I'm on the other side after the attack of the whole, of the temple and stuff like that. So I'm training with some guy of just training to kill machines, I guess, whatever.
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, yeah. Dancing around.
John Connor?
But I can't really think of anything that I've been up to. Nothing really adventurous or anything. No. But let's talk to the adventurous man who goes on adventures every single day. What about you, Ham?
Every day is a holiday to me.
Sounds like a time loop movie waiting to be made.
Yes, there's a lot of time loops all over the place now, like Hot Wheels. But I did.
I'm confused by that.
Never have Hot Wheels. I did watch a recipe for seduction.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's the KFC with Mario Lopez.
Oh my god! Oh, why? Okay, how finger licking good was it?
Oh man, it was like it's like their chicken sandwich that just came out. Nobody even knows that they came out with a chicken sandwich after Popeyes did. So I'll leave it at that. Or it's like when they took out potato wedges and put their shit fries. It was only 16 minutes long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was just very, very soap opera-ish. So I don't recommend it. I just go to KFC. Just do that. Just do that. What else? Other stuff here and there. I'm blanking. Oh, we are watching Community, and I'm like happy people are watching Community. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it.
Nope.
It is hilarious. I suggest Mike to watch that.
Yeah, sure.
And we also found out they took an episode out because of blackface, but technically it wasn't blackface because he was dressed up as an Asian guy dressed up as a dark elf, but he was with black paint.
Okay.
So they took it off. Netflix just skips, or Netflix doesn't even rearrange the numbers, whereas Hulu skips the number entirely. Yeah. Other than that, next week should be fun. That's all.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Talking about fun. What about you, fun guy? Sal. That's a bad transition.
No, terrible transition.
Dumb science joke. I'm sure he's used it once or twice.
No, I have not.
Well, not yet, anyways.
Speaking of once or twice or maybe infinity, I was mentioning to him that I was watching something right before we recorded. So, and he was like, "What do you watch? You watching something dumb?" I figured since I was waiting, I watched Two Distant Strangers.
Oh, yay!
That's as much as I can say about it. It's fine, I guess. I don't think the time loop thing was used the way, like, I don't understand why the time loop thing had to be used for this movie. I think it could have been done differently and maybe more impactful. I don't think the time loop had anything to do with the point of the movie.
I think it did. It is just a repetition over and over and over again, and just what's happening throughout these years or months. I don't even know now. It's just like it's not ending.
Thinking back on it now, which, okay, I guess I kind of get it, but I don't think we needed a rehash. Was if each time loop that we saw was a different way that, the person, like each of these people that, were killed, like in real life, like in like these actual people, that's how they were killed.
Yeah, some of them were.
Like that's exactly like, frame for frame. I mean, I didn't catch that looking at it. Yeah. I was thinking, okay, time loop, I get it. Guy gets killed again, in a situation again and again. But still, at the same time, towards the end of it, even thinking back on it, it's still, I feel like it could have been done differently to send the message across.
I don't.
It could be that I'm just over it too.
Yeah, no, I thought it was done well, and I liked how the ending had a hopeful message, whereas it could have gone a different way, and it's just like hopeless. But in the end, he's like, "I'm gonna beat it." So I like how they left that open, and on a nice note, I guess.
Well, maybe we'll get eventually Mike's point of view on it if he ever gets around to watching.
What is it called again?
Two Distant Strangers. It's a short film. It's one of the ones that Ham showed us, the Oscar nominated one. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, I remember that one. Probably get into it.
Yeah, the other one was actually on Disney Plus, the animation one. I'm surprised you didn't see that one. I think based off Pixar, I believe.
Sure, I believe. Huh? You know what I won't believe though,
Mike?
Well, that too. But this discussion we're going to have on our movie review for today in this episode.
Yeah, it's a new movie, guys.
So it's a new Netflix original movie. It's entitled Thunder Force.
I was about to say Thunderclap
already.
The Thunder Buddies?
IMDb gave it a 4.3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 25%. Ooh. Metacritic with a 35%. And the real percentage that matters.
Oh, yeah. My people.
Ham's Google users with a record-breaking rating, 51% like this movie. I know, we dropped below the 80s.
What is that? Two people? I don't know. There's a margin of error. There's two people like, hey.
You gotta talk to your people.
I wonder if there is like a database that tells us how many people voted for this movie.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could find it somewhere.
All right. Well, Thunder Force, starring Melissa McCarthy, Octavia Spencer, Ben Falcone, Pom Clementif, which most people would recognize her from Mantis, Tyrell Jackson Williams, Jason Bateman, which I don't know when's the last time I saw that guy.
Wasn't it Horrible Bosses?
Yeah, but I saw him when I rewatched Dodgeball.
Horrible Bosses.
Yeah, I think he's been more behind the scenes. I remember he did the Spelling Bee movie, and he directed that. So other than that, I'm not sure what he's been up to either.
And the actress, one of the top actresses listed here is Taylor Mosby. I think two of these people are from like Disney shows, I guess.
Is Taylor Mosby the daughter?
Yes.
I've seen her in a few other stuff, so I mean, she's up and coming.
So the synopsis goes: two childhood best friends reunite as an unlikely crime-fighting superhero duo when one invents a formula that gives ordinary people superpowers. I've actually been really excited to talk about this movie since you know I finished watching it, and I'm glad I'm glad Mike picked this one.
Yeah,
because I can't wait. I can't wait till my go around. But
I'm looking around nervous. I need a drink.
I mean, if it calms you for me to go first, I'll go first. But I mean, if that's up to Mike.
Green card. Go first.
You want me to go first?
No, I want Mike to go first. Wait,
I'm nervous.
No. I want to hear what he says. Mike, I believe you should go first.
I fucking wanted to kill myself watching this movie. I literally was looking. I went to Home Depot to go buy a rope.
Oh God!
I'm not. Listen, listeners. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Don't get offended, please.
Yeah, he doesn't go to Home Depot.
I go to Lowe's. They're cheaper. All right. I think we found the worst movie of the year. But man, I thought of Marvel when I saw this movie. I was like, is this part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, you can't say shit about Becky anymore.
Oh man,
that's all I'm saying.
I cannot wait to hear what Sal had to say. Listeners, do not watch this movie. I wasted an hour and 49 minutes of my life. And I was constantly like, just had the remote and be like, oh no, I'm going to turn it off. No, I had to push through. Everything is stupid about this movie. There's no chemistry. I guess the concept of it is not even good. It's stupid. The only thing I will give credit is that the main character is a huge like Chicago fan because the movie was directed in Chicago. That's the only credit I have because I'm a diehard, Chicago Bears, Cubs, and that was constantly being shown in the movie because, of course, you had to realize that they're in Chicago.
He didn't even say the Bulls.
Oh my God, red card. I didn't even think I saw a Bulls logo. Yeah, so fuck them. Fuck this movie. There's not much to talk about. We'll talk about it in spoilers, but my God.
Oh, we're having spoilers?
The spoilers thing? Oh, fuck it. I don't care. there's nothing really spoiled. There's nothing interesting about this movie. It's very predictable. It's just very cringy, bad acting, comedy doesn't hit. It's just a random. I guess the only thing I chuckled was that when they were at the gas station and she had that random dance with the guy with crab.
You like the dance?
I didn't. I was chuckling because I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, not in a good way. It was just like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get my ass chewed out for this. Oh man. But so far this is the worst movie for 2021. I think Netflix should just stop. Just stop. There's if you're making us trying to get everybody excited that you're releasing a new movie every single Friday and you deliver this shit, I think you should just wrap that plans and not just stop. Just stop. It's bad. Red card. F. 1.
Him.
Let me check this again. Let me just double make
Dog
sure
shit.
that we. I don't know. I want to see if it's still number 1 in the U.S. for Netflix.
Such a
oh, it is still number 1.
Bold move. That's super bold.
Bold move. What? I did watch Page Masters.
Oh man, I wish I saw that.
No, I think I liked Thunder Force better than Page Master
because fucking murder you right now.
Nobody talks about Page Masters. At least we're talking about this piece of shit. Yeah, the Thunder Buddies. I'm gonna ruin it. They betrayed. Yeah, I'm a mile away.
Don't give us a recap of the movie. Just tell us overall what you thought of the movie.
Oh no! Well, this just the things that popped in my head. A, or B. I just lost counting too. Fuck this movie. Yeah, they tell you, hey, it takes however long to get powers. Hey, she gets powers to help him right at the end of the daughter. Bullshit. 2, you can see that she threw her bus. I don't know, half a mile out of blocks. You could have thrown the bomb straight up. Done.
You were sober for this?
Possibly. I saw... maybe not that last part, because I watched it in 2 parts. I think I stopped watching it, and then I had 25 minutes left, and then I finished that. I don't think.
Did you see this with your girlfriend?
No, I don't show her shit movies.
Oh, thank God you guys would have broke up after the movie was finished.
Fucking stupid ass shit and a half.
Aaron, I like the logo, by the way.
Which I just gotta tweak it and then we can put it on stuff. I've seen some decent Melissa McCarthy movies that are funny, maybe not serious. Octavia Spencer, she's won an Oscar, so she's done very well. Yeah, I was close, almost, maybe, very thin line, a yellow, but it is a red card.
Pick me.
Sal, your hands up. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Show us what you got.
Literally halfway through this movie, I got so excited because I wanted to bring something up to you guys. I think what we need to do for this podcast, we're gonna add a new card.
The black card?
No. Even worse than that.
Ooh.
We're gonna add
the mic card.
Actually, even worse than that.
Right.
We're gonna add a Becky card.
I knew you were gonna say fucking Becky card.
Because I honestly didn't know if I was so angry that this movie reminded me so much of how much I hated Becky, or if I was angry that I was just watching this movie, period. Because this was the worst piece of trash I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen Mike's hair. And this is worse than that.
That's how bad it is when he's trashing on you more than I do.
This was fucking awful. I don't understand who over there at Netflix was like, yeah, this will do. No one watches our shit anyway, so what are they gonna know? Like, that's why the whole #1 bullshit trending thing, no one else is watching anything else on Netflix. It's like, is it #1 in the US on Netflix, or is it #1 in the US on all streaming platforms? Like, what is the exact title?
Netflix.
I think it's #1 in US because different countries.
Yeah, but Netflix. On Netflix or across all streaming platforms. Netflix, yeah. Well, because there's nothing else to watch on Netflix anymore. So it's like, oh, there's something new. I guess we'll have to watch it. 5 people watch this movie. #1 on Netflix right now because there's no one else watching anything. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Palm Clementine, like the chick that plays Mantis. What a huge downgrade. Like, you come from an MCU movie down to this piece of shit? Like,
was she the same one in what's that music trio movies with Anna Kendricks? Wasn't she one of the singers? The one that
Pitch Perfect?
Yeah, the one that talks quietly like this.
Is she? I don't know.
I think so. That's what she looked like, but I couldn't tell because of the hair.
And then going to Octavia Spencer, Oscar winner, right? She won an Oscar, or was nominated several times for an Oscar. What made her say yes to this?
She wanted that paycheck.
Like I get the Disney star, Tyrell Jackson Williams. I get it. You know what? You got to put your name somewhere. Wrong pick, but hey, at least it's a step up from maybe being on the Disney original series. You know, this movie is also bad when they use the same actress for a different role in the movie. The daughter, that's the same actress at the beginning of the movie.
Is it?
Oh, that's what you were saying? For some reason, though, I thought she was going to be explained as a clone, but yeah.
No, that was young Emily.
Yeah, I got that.
And then she played Tracy, the daughter of Emily. I was like, were we that low on budget? Is that how much faith you had in this movie?
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Oh, but I did see. I didn't see the movie. I just saw the trailer of Octavia Spencer, where she was like this lady inviting kids to party and to find out she's to be made fun of. Yeah, that one.
And then you have Jason Bateman, who I've seen a couple of his things. He's also been the voice of the main cartoon character of Zootopia, Nick, the fox. What else was he in that I saw?
Horrible.
Fuck. I know he was in Arrested Development, and people kind of the Arrested Development was pretty popular for a while.
Yeah, it definitely was. It's called classic.
What happened to him? I don't even feel like he even cared about this role the entire time. His delivery of lines was so bland and monotone. It was like,
he was nonchalant, man.
You could have just been anyone else. Anyone else could have picked up this role. Yeah, and you know what? Call me biased, but I really think Andrew was the best part of this movie.
Who?
Andrew, the bodyguard, the henchman, or whatever.
Oh yeah, okay. That was like, all right, yeah. Andrew.
That was like the only good and best part of this movie. No, my name's Andy. Well, I mean, my uncle used to call me Andrew Lloyd Webber, but no.
Oh yeah, at the end,
you just call me this. No, that was every single time. And God, I hate you, Mike, but that's why we have to create the Becky card. I'm going to create the Becky card. I'm going to use the Becky card.
All right, you use the Becky card, but next year it's a Thunder First card. That's all.
No. Becky card is a permanent thing. It stays. That is like the standard for shitty ass movies.
Next year I'm using the Thunder First card. That's all I'm saying.
All right, spoilers. I mean, we're not going to do a whole freaking break for this. It starts off with these two girls who eventually become best friends, right? Nerd and then non-nerd, but also a big girl that doesn't take shit from boys. They become good friends. They had a falling out because Emily is trying to recreate this formula or create this superhero formula that her parents started. Her parents died in an accident because of the miscreants, as they call them. What's the Brotherhood of Mutants? Let's just call them that. The Brotherhood of Mutants.
Mike's a
miscreant, some shit. Yeah,
miscreants. They're just miscreants.
Yeah.
So anyway, 20, 50 billion jillion years later, they're all grown up. Who does Melissa McCarthy play? what's her character's name? Lydia. Lydia has some sort of construction worker job. Emily's living the dream, rich as hell, has her own lab and personal assistants and shit. They reunite. Lydia fucks things around with the lab and actually gets injected with the formula that Emily's been working on. 30 days of training has to happen, 31, 32, something like that. She gets her super strength. Emily also at the same time is taking a pill to get some invisibility power. She's on the pill. And then they work together to protect their neighborhood, which we find out that the mayor is also a miscreant who's been setting up these attacks against him to make himself look good, even though he's running the whole thing. And fast forward, they end up winning, and congratulations. There's an hour and a half of your life saved.
Yeah.
I think this movie could have done very well.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
If they did it like Good Boys, made it a hard R, and just had like young to middle school people, then at least I'd be like, this movie makes sense.
This movie reminded me of what's that Jake Bell, whatever that fucking kid's name is.
Bell?
Josh Bell.
Drake
sure.
And Josh? One of those.
Yeah, one of those two. Whatever one. Yeah. The one that did the superhero parody.
Okay, yeah, him. Got it.
Yeah. That movie. This movie reminded me a lot like that movie, but that movie did it better.
Oh, that movie has my favorite scene of all time with what's his name? He's like, you don't know if that's my kid, and then he does the same thing. What was that movie called again? It's like a superhero movie.
Is it?
I'm sure it's. Back then there were all the blanks movies, like the disaster movie, the whatever movie.
Yeah, superhero movie.
Yeah. Exactly. Gosh, I remember that movie. That movie was. That movie did do it better.
The dance scene, I was with Mike. It happened and it was late at night. I was like, did I just fall asleep? Am I dreaming right now? Hold up. Let me pause, rewind a little bit. No, this fucking piece of shit is happening. Okay, I don't understand any sense of this. And then it just gets weirder at the end of the line of the movie.
Yeah, I think they stole that from MacGruber. I think MacGruber did the same thing. It's like they're talking or something, and then there's just a dance scene between the two main characters in the middle. Or maybe it was sex scene. I don't remember.
But I'm wondering, how was the writing room of, like, you know what?
Oh, you know who directed it, right?
Her husband.
Teenagers?
Yeah, he was in the...
Yeah, exactly.
In the fucking gas station, in one of the robbery. The one who got...
Yeah, he was electrocuted
in the face, and he should get electrocuted in his brain because he doesn't know how to fucking write or direct. I don't know. I'm sorry. I love you. But I mean, didn't he direct Bridesmaids as well?
Not sure. Maybe he wrote it, but I don't know what the word for nepotism is for a husband and wife duo. But
but regardless, though, I just can't imagine of just sitting down in the writing room with all bunch of people and just be like, you know what would be a funny scene? Her imagining dancing with a guy that has crab's arms. And just dancing.
That's Jason Bateman's character, by the way, listeners. Jason Bateman is a miscreant who has crab arms because he got bit by a radioactive crab on the balls.
Which, that doesn't even make sense either. That doesn't make sense either. They said everyone got turned into miscreants in 1985 or whatever, and he's telling a different story.
Maybe that was around that time.
He'd have to be.
Are we really fighting this hard for this logic?
That's true. He said fiance, getting married. I guess so. I guess.
I will say, I like. No, that's too strong of a word. I can.
You weren't mad at.
I get his character in the sense, like I found it funny the way he ran away from things. He ran sideways. That's what a crab fucking does. He ran sideways.
I did see
like
that.
Looking at that as a human person doing it, it's funny, but not a movie long funny. Like this would have been fine as like an SNL 2-minute skit funny.
I only noticed it once, but
no, he did it every time. Every time he ran away,
and I felt bad. Do you guys remember the bar scene? The dining room scene, whatever. The restaurant, yeah.
The restaurant.
Where Melissa McCarthy was behind the bar, and when she was trying to jump over it, did you guys notice that they had like she needed another like wire just to go over the bar.
I didn't notice that.
What are you talking about?
Like what I mean is that like she was like doing. I don't know why. Go back. I mean, don't go back to the. But what I'm trying to say is there's a part where she's trying to go over the bar, right? And it's a normal way. Like you don't like it's like a normal person will. You know what I mean? Like, but for some reason they're trying to make it more like superhero look. That it just she like landed awkwardly and they left it in the movie. And I was like, I think that was a mistake. I guess they didn't fix that. I don't know. It was very noticeable for me. It was just like, man, like of her like dodging like the lasers, and it was just everything was just awkward. Nothing was original. Nothing was like, oh wow, like it was just bad choreographed. Everything, even the CGI. The CGI was super bad, especially with the lasers.
I don't even remember the CGI.
To touch on what Ham was mentioning before too about the daughter, all of a sudden getting speed powers. Like the other two went through 32 days of training, and she gets it in 32 seconds. Like that doesn't make sense. Or unless she actually was also taking some sort of drugs during those 32 days, but they just never showed it.
Yeah,
like that didn't make sense. And the bomb thing, yeah, sure, she could have thrown it in the air. She could also just thrown it in the water. Why did she have to go down into the water?
But she did say that she could compression it, but still, yeah, she could have thrown it in the water as well.
Like it was so dramatic for unnecessary things. Nothing about this movie is good except for Andrew. Andrew's the only saving grace.
Because he has his name, that's all. Shit.
You think Andrew has Pokemon Go? Honestly, I'm gonna guess.
Oh, you know what? Probably. I am pissed, even more pissed, that they never say "you bastard." After how many times they hinted that they killed Kenny? I was waiting for that bastard line.
They're not that clever.
I didn't pay attention.
Listeners, just don't watch this movie. Don't even bother looking at it. Don't watch the trailer if you haven't seen the trailer yet. Just like kind of put like maybe tape around the top half of your TV so you don't see that image of the poster, trailer, movie, or whatever on that screen. Like when it pops up on Netflix, just ignore that.
How is this
just
number
go immediately
one?
to whatever you watched last time? Because no one is watching anything on Netflix. That's why. No one is like everyone's moved on from Netflix. Everyone's watching Disney Plus or now
HBO
Paramount,
Max.
Maybe. I don't even know about that one.
Well, I think the demographic of this movie is for women. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying I feel like they're targeting women.
Yeah, this shit failed. Even my wife was like, "This shit is terrible."
So
I'm offended.
Yeah. So two red cards and a Becky card.
I want to give this I want to give this a Becky card too, but I'm gonna let you have your moment. I'm gonna let you have your moment. You keep.
I'll give Mike a Becky card.
All right. Well, you know, we're not going to waste any more time talking about this movie because it doesn't deserve any more time. Just literally don't touch or go anywhere near this movie.
Guys.
Such a depressing thing. Like, who passes this shit? Seriously.
Netflix?
Maybe the same people that worked on Becky. I got to look into that. All right. Well, let's cover a couple headlines then before we go into an intermission, because we got a couple of big ones that we can talk about for a while, but we'll take out the minor ones first. So, Ham, here's ones for you. Not that it matters because you're still going to talk about Kevin Hart, so you got to get over that piece of shit. Borderlands movie cast Janina Gavin Carr as Commander Knox. Now, just to be clear, because I feel like Ham's like, oh, I know Knox. And this is not the same Knox. This is like a new character that's related to that Knox.
Yeah, because I think it was General Knox.
Yeah, something like that. Gavin Carr has been in films such as Blind Spotting and The Way Back, as well as the lead character Iden Versio in Star Wars Battlefront 2. She is a noted video game fan and has even made uncredited appearances in The Mandalorian as a puppeteer. So, is Commander is Knox even a notable character in the franchise?
I think one of the gun manufacturers, one of the companies, I think it's General Knox. It's don't quote me on that, but it's not one of the bigger characters. Like I would say, more importantly, if Tiny look like they have good with Tiny Tina, what's his name? There's a couple other people that I haven't heard being announced that's a big like get. They're basically the country people, as I would call them. What is it? I don't remember right now, but one of them, you have to. He's the crazy country guy. If you can't nail him down, then don't do the movie. But we shall see. And if they also introduce Captain Jack, whatever Jack, that is also key because he's probably one of the better video game villains of all time. I'm not gonna touch on Kevin Hart, so we'll see. Did they ever say who was the villain?
I don't think so. No.
We'll see then. But I am excited. Do you know the release date?
No, I don't think there's been one set. And if it has, it's been not an important thing because I'm pretty sure whatever release date it has, it's going to get delayed anyway.
That's true.
All right. Well, the other headline we can bring up, which doesn't really matter, there's a major PS5 update. And I'd go on to the list of things, but no one that is a legitimate gamer has a PS5 to play. So... none of these really matter at all whatsoever. HDR, 120 hertz support, crossplay between PS4 and PS5. Ooh, big fucking whoop. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff coming for PS5. So congratulations, PS5 scalpers. I mean, owners. You got something coming your way. The other thing to bring up before intermission, because the other ones are kind of big. There's an Apple event coming this month.
I did see that.
Siri told us so first. Siri was the first one to say anything about it. It was legitimately leaked by Siri. So apparently, I guess Apple Watch owners were just toying around and asking Siri, "Hey, when's the next Apple event?" And Siri legitimately just said it's going to come later this month. Check apple.com for more details. And then everyone was confused. And then eventually Apple did tweet out, yes, there is an event coming and is confirmed for April 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So,
yeah, but what does that give you telling you when the next event is? Like, I don't see the big deal.
I don't know. It's just kind of funny, though. So it says, please join us for a special Apple event from Apple Park. Watch it online at apple.com, but no details were given of the contents. This is just their new... iOS stuff, right? And their new operating systems for all their devices.
Another operating system? Didn't they just release?
Yeah, they always do one every year.
Yeah, it's isn't it the same? No, but it's every time the phone comes out. I believe. Before.
Well, no, that's when the update gets pushed out for it. But yeah, like earlier in the year, they always have an event for their new operating system for that year.
And are you talking about phones or also computers?
Everything.
As well?
Yeah, well, the phone. Yeah, the phone is usually earlier than that. Yeah, they'll talk about their new iOS because it's the same thing as on what is it? Oh my God, iPads. Yes, iPads. And then they'll talk about their operating system for their MacBooks and stuff. So
did you actually see the email?
No. Oh, I mean, I saw something. It's like a bunch of loops.
Yeah, a bunch of loops, different colors. I'm not sure.
The thing is too early to announce a new phone.
I don't care. I mean, the phone's not until way later this year.
I think it's going to be an update for the phones, or maybe it's going to be something for your house, like another speaker, or maybe maybe that, or maybe like maybe a $900 wheels for your computer.
I see different colors and a abstract apple. So I feel like they're announcing different colors of something or even something for artists. So
yeah, I was gonna say probably an enhanced like art thing. Maybe maybe an iPad device that's strictly geared towards
or maybe
art.
New headsets.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting off the email.
Regardless, I mean, it's way above our pay grades, or at least for Mike and I. I don't know what you do anymore, so you probably will buy it and then return it, or maybe flip it for triple the price.
Maybe, but I think I might get the phone tomorrow.
Oh my god, you're terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, the other ones are kind of biggie-ish, I guess.
Big small.
Yeah, exactly. We'll probably bring up some discussion, so we'll go to intermission. Mike, that's your cue. All right, we got 4 major headlines to talk about. I mean, they're major in the sense that I think they mean more than what the headlines give away. One is going to be an issue for Mike, possibly, if he hasn't come across this yet. But we'll start with kind of a lighter note. We'll start on a lighter note. Here's something that I'm excited for, even though I'm not really that big on the franchise. Netflix is making a live-action Gundam movie with Jordan Vogt Roberts directing. Legendary Entertainment and Console Island director Jordan Vogt Roberts are teaming up to work on a live-action Gundam movie that will stream exclusively on Netflix.
It's going to be bad.
Probably, but I don't care because I just want to see giant robots beat the shit out of each other.
Okay, cool. I like your idea. Let's do it.
And you said live action?
It's a live-action Gundam movie, yeah.
When has any animated live action ever been any good?
I just want to see giant robots beat the shit out of each other. You guys...
Because...
This is the problem with you guys. Whenever we know, we legitimately know these things are going to be bad. But we don't go for that shit. We go for the stuff that we know is going to be cool to watch. And that's all we focus on. That's all we should focus on.
But I don't want to watch a 2-hour movie where there's only 10 minutes of fighting.
It's Netflix. You can at least forward.
I might not even watch it. I'm not a big Gundam fan to begin with.
Me neither. But it's giant robots beating the shit out of each other.
What's the difference between a giant robot and a regular sized robot?
That they're big.
I'm just going to say, wait, I think you just answered your own question.
Okay, so I'm going to make a robot movie that they're bigger than planets. Like,
listen, man, think Metabots, but 50,000 times bigger.
I don't care how big they are.
In all honesty, though, I thought Pacific Rim was Gundam.
Like, wait, literally?
As in literally, like you literally think it was Gundam?
No. I didn't. I already knew that it's not Gundam, but I just think like the
concept,
the concept of it.
Yeah.
It's Gundam.
Because that's what I was going to compare it to. It's like it's basically Pacific Rim, right? If you like Pacific Rim, where the story, yeah, sure, it's there and it's slightly better than some movies, but no one cares about that shit because we just want to see giant robots beat the shit out of kaiju monsters. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I think it's kind of cool, and it's Netflix, so if Mike really wants to, he can just forward through all the boring parts.
Yeah, sure. I like it. Green card.
I'm still not impressed.
He's not He's tired of these fucking giant fighting movies.
Well, I'm tired of these stupid time loop movies.
Hey, man, true. I question why they're out there. I don't know.
Which, at some point in an episode, we do have to cover. All right, the next one is a big warning for Mike, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't bought this yet. Nintendo president warns of possible Switch stock issues in 2021 due to semiconductor shortage. We have been able to secure the necessary materials for the immediate production of semiconductors for Switches. However, in Japan and other countries, demand has been very strong since the beginning of the year, and there's a possibility of shortages at some retailers in the future. Mike, if you haven't bought it yet, you need to just fucking do it now.
The fuck this is? Anybody want to buy a Mario game? What the fuck?
I want to buy a Mario game.
You know, I was wondering. I was like, man, when are they ever going to restock? Because I've gone to GameStop, they don't have it. I've gone to Target, they don't have it. I've been to 2 Walmarts, they don't have it. I haven't tried Best Buy yet.
That's what you're fucking up. Every time I go to Best Buy, I see a fucking Switch.
I haven't gone to Best Buy, but
oh my god!
But the thing is, we presented you so many opportunities to buy the Switch.
Yep.
You just need to You just need to pull the fucking trigger on this now and just buy it. Because I'm gonna hear I guarantee, if you don't buy it anytime soon, 6 months from now, we're gonna hear you bitching and complaining about how there's no Switch. It's not fair that there's no Switch. No, it's your fucking fault. You didn't buy a Switch early on.
Hopefully, we get the other stimulus check soon.
Oh my this guy.
No, but damn, that's crazy though. That like Switches are being highly demanded by people.
Surprise!
Well, I mean, there's no PS5s and Xboxes in stock, which apparently this issue is the same. It was one of the same reasons why there's also not as much stock of those consoles. Yeah. So if we're already seeing that, you know what's going to happen now that this headline is out? People are going to stock up on Switches, and then when that time comes, they're going to scalp the price out of that shit.
Pick up tomorrow. New. Try curbside pickup. Literally, the closest one to me.
I feel like you should work at Best Buy. That would be fun to watch.
I feel like you should just buy the fucking Switch at this point. Just order it right now, Mike. Right now. Right. Exclusive to the podcast. Order it right now.
Do it live.
All right,
He's not
done.
doing it.
I order it.
He didn't do shit.
Order. Oh, man, I ordered it. Oh, I ordered the wrong thing. Whoops. Okay, fixed it. It's coming tomorrow.
He's full of shit. This sucks though, because I am really worried about that scalping situation. I am really worried that people are just like people did that early on during the pandemic, and now it's going to happen again. Because I mean, I go to Targets and I see Switches, like maybe not like 10 or 16 of them, but like 2 or 3, and sitting there in the display. So I'm just like, okay, cool. People can still buy the Switch. There's plenty of Switch lights out there. I mean, they're coming out of a new blue color, so I'm sure they'll have that, in stock. But I just feel like people are just gonna, just stockpiling these things and just wait for that moment. So I just don't want to see these Switches just being priced at like $500, $600.
I think it's gonna happen. I don't think Nintendo really cares about it.
I don't know. Well, I was planning on buying my daughter a Switch Lite for Christmas, so hopefully not. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on. We'll save this video game one for last because I think that's the one that may or may not cause arguments. We'll talk about Spider-Man and Sony. Netflix acquires right to stream Sony films like Spider-Man after theatrical run. So sources speaking to Variety also said that the deal will amount to a record-setting sum for a pay-one window agreement. This deal is reportedly set to last 5 years, and the New York Times reports that Netflix will pay about $1 billion to Sony over 4 years. Wow. Sony can make a pay-one window agreement such as this in part because it doesn't have its own streaming platform like Disney Plus or HBO Max. And just to be clear, a pay-one window agreement allows for films to hit streaming platforms for about 9 months after a theatrical run.
9 months?
Yeah.
Damn. That long?
So, go watch Spider-Man 3 or whatever bullshit it's called, or if it ever comes out. Yeah. Not this year?
Well, I mean, it comes out this year, but if it has to wait 9 months until it hits Netflix.
Okay.
Watch 9 months, it's
on Netflix. Okay.
Or September, yeah. Whatever. I don't fucking know when it's coming out. Probably.
So I can watch Fast and the Furious very soon on my Netflix?
Is that Sony?
No, it's Universal.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that's on Peacock.
That's on Peacock, bro.
You gotta go to Peacock for that.
Get with the program. All right, him.
What other Sony movies is there?
Morbius and Venom.
If
we're gonna talk non-Spider-Man films, I have no fucking clue.
Oh, they didn't say Venom was the highest Sony movie.
Yeah, but that's not saying much.
That's not saying much. I mean, of course, it was going to make a lot of money because just the name itself, Venom.
I don't get that.
What about Spider-Man?
Do you think Disney ever talked to Sony about getting Spider-Man on Disney Plus?
I believe so. At least for the Tom Holland ones, at least. But I don't think Disney will want to pay that $1 billion just to keep it on their stream since they're already sharing money already with the films. So what's the point of getting more money?
I think their strategy would be, Sony's gonna go bankrupt eventually. We'll just wait. Do
you think that's actually going to happen?
Sony? I don't know. I think, honestly, Disney is literally just right behind Sony's back. And just be, I think Disney's going to end up buying Sony. 100%. In the next,
maybe not the whole Sony, but at least acquire Spider-Man.
Sony's got to be really desperate at that point to just give themselves up.
Yeah, they needed the fucking money, man.
They're acting like whores.
I mean, I was gonna say that, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy of how Netflix just here you go. Here's $1 billion. I'll take these Spider-Man films for how many
Netflix
years?
is desperate. After putting out Thunder Force, of course they're gonna want any sort of deal they can get.
But is that including Tom Holland films as well? Like everything?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
well, not all Tom Holland films.
Well, okay, all Tom Holland Spider-Man films.
Okay.
Hey, I wanted to clarify
it's Mike,
that.
man. It's Mike. Okay.
I don't know.
Uncharted.
Is that Sony?
That's Sony.
I mean, I guess in one way. Well, no, this is after the theatrical run, so it's not even like when they get, released. We're not going to see it on movie day on these streaming on Netflix. So, what's the point?
You know me. I usually don't watch stuff twice. So if I'm already watching the theater, I don't think I'd.
I mean, I wouldn't mind binging all the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans and even the Andrew. Oh no, not the Andrew Garfield ones.
No, wait a minute. No, we're just talking about. Wait.
All Sony films.
All Sony films.
All Sony film, past, present, and future.
I believe so. Yeah.
Future is a question mark. I don't know. This is like a 5-year deal? You said?
Yeah, it's a 5-year deal.
Oh yeah.
So maybe not the past ones, but.
That's what I'm saying.
Why wouldn't they put those on there, right? Because they've had it before.
I don't know. But I mean, it'd be cool if they did do past, because if you have the catalog of all the Spider-Man, I'm sure Mike and you would be doing a Spider-Man marathon.
I mean, I would.
I would too. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. I mean, is there a release date of when it's coming out?
Spider-Man 3? It's supposed to be December 15th or something like that.
No, but like all the Spider-Man movie, like all the Sony films coming to Netflix.
No, when does like the first Sony movie supposedly coming out?
I think it would be Spider-Man 3. That's the thing. I don't know if it's clear though that if they are going to bring all the Sony films onto Netflix, or if it's just going to be, the future, like the ones coming out from here on out.
Exactly, they would release a date saying, all right, all these movies are coming to Netflix from Sony.
I think it starts in 2022.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so that would be Spider-Man 3 for sure.
I'm like, what were we even talking about then? Fuck.
Whatever Sony is coming out. Oh, because I think more people are bitching about the fact that we can't have Spider-Man on Disney Plus when it only makes sense to have it on there because it's still part of the MCU.
Oh, sweet. We gonna have the Emoji Movie.
Is it anywhere right now?
What?
The Emoji Movie?
Any of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies?
Amazon.
I don't. Is it?
Yeah, to buy.
Yeah, but to stream, not to stream.
To stream? No, I don't think so.
I mean, unless you count Civil War.
Nah.
All right, well, since we're on the topic of Sony, we'll go ahead and go to this headline. Now, I'm going to read the headline, and it's not so much about the headline, it's about the context behind the headline and the stuff that's being reported by several social media sites or users, and Yang Ye, who's also kind of a reputable, well, I guess he is like a well-rounded, well-reputable journalist, YouTuber journalist, I guess you can say, when it comes to video games. He's kind of up there with Angry Joe, I guess, if you go to like video game news and stuff like that. The Last of Us remake reportedly in development, and Days Gone 2 pitch rejected. Now, whatever comments you want to make about those, people like Days Gone. It was buggy at first, but I think everyone loved the concept. Last of Us remake, they had a remastered. I don't know why there would be a remake, but I guess some people are looking forward to that if that does happen. The issue behind this, the bigger scheme of it all, is that apparently a lot of developers are not happy with Sony, because of the fact that Sony is very much focused on high-end blockbuster games. Like, they are very focused on giving you like this grand, single player franchise that, is more cinematic, is more player involved, and blah, 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 whatever. But the developers aren't happy because Days Gone 2 was pitched, but felt like they were rejected because it wasn't like The Last of Us, or it wasn't like Ghost of Tsushima. It was very different, and it didn't give them an opportunity to kind of broaden. their horizons, I guess you could say, when it comes to gaming. And this also kind of seems like bad news for any developers, because then if any developers can't, get up to par with Last of Us and whatnot, then what chance is it for them on, on the PlayStation? Which kind of
Well, why don't they just go to Xbox?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Kind of makes sense why we see a bigger indie showcase with Xbox than we do with Sony PlayStation.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
So I guess the question is, does this really matter, or should Sony reconsider how they go about their games?
I think they should definitely reconsider how they go about their games, because, of course, like Last of Us, they had a uprising moments where part 1 and part 2 came out now, and I bet you if they pitch out part 3 and a whole bunch of, I bet you like 10 games will come right in front of Sony, and then when they see like Last of Us 3, they'll like put all that to the side and focus on that. And I think that's something that they need to fix, is bring other developers and bring other different games, so you just don't end up having the same amount of like little exclusive games. You know what I mean? Like Last of Us, now God of War is coming out, where a lot of people are excited, but I think their business will definitely move forward for the future, is to bring all these other gaming developers ideas and to see and test it out and just go out there and just sell it. Of course, not all of them are going to be hits. Like, look at Anthem. That shit was terrible. But regardless, though, you have to pull the trigger. You have to at least like give it a chance.
I think it just sounds like a win for Xbox. I think Sony is trying to do quality over quantity, but even then, you can't judge the game by your own standards. Whereas, then no one's gonna be able to do anything different, like Mike was saying. So, like I said, it sounds like a win for Xbox.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Microsoft, yeah.
But why fix something if it's not broken? Like if they are making, like, from a business perspective, like pretend like you're one of the CEOs of Sony. If you're making this much money off the people that are buying The Last of Us, whether it's part 1 or part 2, if you're making this much money off of Ghost of Tsushima, if you're making this much money off of Demon's Souls and God of War, why bother then, investing in other smaller games when there is higher risk of losing money in those games?
Okay, how can I say this?
Because they don't have any money to do that.
I guess
now they
the way that I will say it, just like more different options of different games instead of just those. You know what I mean? Because once you beat those games, what else do you have left? Of course, like you could replay them, but a lot of people want new things, and when a new thing comes out and when it hits, and when it's a bust, is a bust. But I think in the end, it's worth the risk.
I don't think Sony can gamble on that with what money they have.
Yeah, true.
Can you even tell me what's an exclusive Sony game that's online, like multiplayer
online? I can't really tell you that, except for the Uncharted games that has multiplayer, and Last of Us is just adding multiplayer just now, I believe so.
Ghost of Tsushima is adding multiplayer.
Yeah, they're adding multiplayer too, like co-op, and then like Bloodborne as well. Dark Souls. I mean, no. Dark Souls has both consoles.
But the problem is, I don't know the numbers, but I'm just saying from what I'm seeing is that there are definitely a larger number of people on Xbox Live Gold service than PlayStation Online service when it comes to playing multiplayer games.
True.
Like,
do you think? My question is to you then. Do you think the amount of opportunity that Xbox has given to a lot of developers, do you think that has hurt them as well?
I don't. It's a weird perspective on things because I brought this up before, is that you have these diehard PlayStation fans that no matter what Xbox does, they won't even give Xbox a second look. Like no matter what win or what good thing you can say about Xbox, they're completely stand off to that, and they're like, it doesn't matter because PlayStation has God of War, PlayStation has Last of Us. Like it's that same argument of going back to they had these big single player games. So does it hurt them? I don't think it does. What hurts them is, I guess, their lack of getting to this point, or the how much time it took them to get to this point to actually finally do these positive things that unfortunately people are just not seeing clearly.
Real quick question: does Xbox? I don't remember this. I need a refresher. Does Xbox have No Man's Sky?
It was on Games Pass. I think it still is on Games
Pass.
Okay, because for some reason I thought that was a Sony exclusive. I guess that was just a sponsor that they were doing, because I was about to say, I was like, well, maybe the reason why they don't want to put that much money into other games is because probably No Man's Sky was for the example of a big disappointment. But PlayStation has a couple indie games. I can't really name them on the top of my head because they're not really rememberable. But I know Xbox has really good indie games, better than PlayStation. And I think that's a lot of people's problem, is that they overlook these indie games instead of, hard-hitting games where everyone wants to go crazy. But I think you find a lot more treasure in indie games.
Well, we'll see what happens, whatever comes out of that. But let's move on to I personally find this a very frustrating headline that I'm surprised. I don't know how I missed this. Almost maybe a month ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. This what came up. Comic-Con is a thing.
Yeah.
Is slated for later this year. Do you guys know what days they have planned? Did you guys see it?
No, I didn't see it. Well,
you ready?
No.
Here. Let me give you the real translation to this. Comic-Con doesn't give a fuck about your family, so spend time and money at Comic-Con than spending time with your family at Thanksgiving.
No fucking way.
Comic-Con dates are set for the Thanksgiving weekend.
What?
Perfect. Actually, that isn't perfect, because even if, let's say, I was like, fuck that, or maybe some people don't have family to spend with, the prices on tickets for travel, fuck that. Like, no, it's gonna be crazy if you're flying on Thanksgiving.
Well, that's the thing, right? People would want to travel earlier over there, so
for real, why not make it Christmas? That's so much better. But fuck, Thanksgiving, dude, that's fucking cruel.
You mean Black Friday?
I didn't understand when I saw those dates, and I was like, is this like an April Fool's joke? Did this come out on April Fool's? Is it April 1st right now? Because there's no way in their right mind did they think that this was a good idea to put it on the weekend of a holiday. That this just goes to show you more about how stupid America is, and how they could give two fucks about spending time with family.
Yeah, that's true.
So is Thursday the first day then?
No, it's gonna be it's technically Friday through the Sunday, but they always have like the pre-show day or whatever, which is going to be on that Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But again, that doesn't matter though, because you as you were pointing out, the traveling part to it, you're gonna have to find tickets cheaper, which you won't find until earlier in that week. Because obviously, if everyone's going to go to Comic-Con that weekend, airline tickets are going to be skyrocketing.
And you know what's a fucked up part that we're not mentioning? The workers that have to work on Thanksgiving to set up everything.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, who made up? Who had the idea of doing this? You couldn't do it probably in the beginning of November, September.
There's got to be a reasoning behind this that I could not think of right now.
So there was a rumor apparently going around that they canceled this because of the backlash that they were getting behind it. But apparently that rumor has been squashed. And within a statement, I'll read this part of the article. Prior frustrations around the timing of the event and concerns about hosting an in-person gathering while case numbers are still relatively high in California were all addressed in the statement. Organizers explained that of all the dates presented to the team, Friday through Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend seemed to be the best of balance of available space and our envisioned event.
This is going to get canceled.
It's going to get
canceled. I don't see how, especially how the numbers are looking for California and COVID numbers. It's not looking really well, and I think it's going to get pushed back for next year.
I mean, that's probably another reason why they maybe tried for November, is because they're like, oh, eventually maybe everyone will have the vaccine and then come out
Thanksgiving
in November.
Weekend,
that's why.
Though?
Even having it in November or December is a bad idea, because you're in between of two holidays. But
also, I think they want to get money this year instead of next year. But it is bad. I'm just trying to figure out why it's so bad.
But then that's even okay. So this makes it even worse though, because people usually save their money, and this is just an assumption. 97.2% of my made up statistics are made up. There's a large number of people that I'm sure that save money for half the year to buy presents for their family. Comic-Con is a big event where people spend a shit ton of money on products and merchandise, especially since they're scalped. Something you can find $20 at Walmart is going to be charged $60 to $80 over at Comic-Con. And now they're not going to have money to spend on the holidays for their family, right? They're going to look for the cheaper budget stuff. And I just feel like that's a shittier all around holiday at that point. Like it's not necessarily about the money I'm talking about, or the presents per se, but it's just like, okay, you're putting the emphasis on don't spend anything that you own on your family, spend it on us because we need your money, seeing that we kind of canceled last year's event and now we need to make up for it.
Hey, maybe I can get a Comic-Con ticket this year.
But why couldn't they? But why?
I'm just saying.
But the thing is, why couldn't they just do like a live event? You know what I mean? A live stream event.
They want that money, man.
You think it's going to be easier, but sadly, I don't think it's going to be that easy. I'm pretty sure people are going to want to go to this thing just because it's an event. It's an event that people want to go to. Thanksgiving has already been, fucked in the ass. Let's be real here. There's not a lot of people out there that really care that much about Thanksgiving. People wait in front of stores for like 2 days before Black Friday for those stupid deals. Yeah. I'm wondering if these tickets are going to be bought and scalped, and people are going to buy those prices.
I think it's kind of hard because you have to sign in. I don't know how that works, but you have to sign in with a login from their website and then fill it out with your name or whatever. I don't know how they are with checking IDs, but I don't think it's...
Call me an asshole, though, but I feel like if I'm a company that has lost a shit ton of money over the last year, what fuck do I give about a scalper giving me their money?
That's true, but I mean, I've like I said, I've never experienced the process of going to Comic-Con, so I have no idea. But I think there are RF readers and stuff like that nowadays with tickets and passes. I probably said that wrong. IRF, FRI, RI, whatever. It's one of those three letters in a certain, But yeah, I mean, you might think it'd be harder.
It's going to be too hard. It's going to be challenging for anybody who wants to go there.
All right, well, those were the kind of the major headlines. I think there's one or two I'm sure I missed, but we'll catch it on a next go around. We'll wait for a quiet episode where there's no headlines. Well, we'll see if that ever happens. But let's move on.
Let's see what we watch
to the main event. The real reason why Ham and Mike come to this podcast.
Oh, okay.
The movie trivia.
It always catches me off guard. I'm like, what is he going to talk about? And then I'm like, oh yeah.
The undefeated king has shown up.
As usual, I read to you a synopsis for a movie. You cannot guess the movie until I call your name. I feel like we got to do a better way of doing this, though, so that way I can get both your responses.
I think we should have like a beep button, like a clicker, like beep.
Oh. No one gives care. All right. Here we go. here is your synopsis. 7 years after the fact, a man comes to the realization that he was the sperm donor for his best friend's boy.
Oh,
Mike.
The Switch.
Ham?
Yeah, the Switch.
Was that what you were thinking of?
No, I didn't.
Ooh, Undefeated King, get the fuck out of my face, Ham.
Starring Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston. And also Jeff Goldblum's in here as well.
Oh, God, I did see that shit. Oh, that was forever ago. I was thinking the one, when you said Switch or whatever,
Will Smith?
I was thinking the one with... No. It's Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds where they do a Freaky Friday.
Another Undefeated King right here.
I remember that shit.
Way to go, Ham. Way to go.
Respect the king.
I gotta figure out a better way for this shit.
Yeah, he said the same thing with Paige last week. So,
movie came out in 2010. I never watched this movie. Sure. I mean, IMDb gave it a 6.1 out of 10, so it must have been that great. All right, next week, I have no idea what we're watching, but it sure ain't going to be anything as bad as Thunder Force. So let me knock on wood on that one, because I don't know what's happening on Netflix anymore.
I don't know either.
Oh, not next week, but
the week after that. Then we'll be talking about
Teletubbies. Oh, nothing more to come about.
All right, hopefully next time Ham will be a little bit more sober, I guess. Because that's what
you mean more in his element. I'm not saying that.
And hopefully we'll have a better movie to talk about and something worth our time. Yeah. Mike, do that thing that you always fuck up on the first try, and then I have to edit it out, and then you'll get it right on the second, maybe sometimes third try.
Well, guys, if you guys want to thunderclap with us, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
Jeez.
Twitch, a drunk cop at a teacher, and hit us up on email drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
I actually don't have to edit that one. Good job.
Yeah.
God, I hate you. All right. Any closing words?
Respect the Switch.
What?
Back to the Future, Back in Time by
Psycho. That's how you spell RC.
We're gonna play this shit.
Oh, shut up. All right. Bye, listeners. Sorry
Later,
for
guys.
this crap.